Thanks, Ashley. Inside this week, on this day in history, an event that truly shocked the nation. It started with the cold blooded murder of a U.S. congressman, and then it got worse, much worse. It happened at the direction of a preacher, Jim Jones.
Some people see a great deal of God in my body. They see Christ in me, a hope of glory.
Jones founded the People's Temple. It combined selected Christian teachings with his communist politics. With faked healings to raise money and a message of equality to gain adherents, the congregation became devoted not only to Jones's message, but to him.
I represent divine principle, total equality, a society where people own all things in common, where there is no rich or poor, where there are no races, wherever there's people struggling for justice and righteousness, there I am.
When the People's Temple moved to California and hardened into a cult, some members made allegations of abuse. The media and politicians who had mostly praised Jones began investigating. So Jones moved the church to the nation of Guyana in South America. California Congressman Leo Ryan went there to investigate after his constituents claimed their relatives were being held against their will. 14 people approached Ryan at Jonestown to leave when they and an NBC TV crew all headed to the airport. Jones sent a group of gunmen to kill them. On the tarmac, they murdered 5 people, including the congressman, a TV reporter, and his cameraman. Back at the People's Temple in the jungle, Jones ordered a mass murder and mass suicide by having them drink Flavor Aid laced with cyanide.
Let's just be done with it. Let's be done with the agony of it. Die with a degree of dignity.
Art Carly, it's still hard to believe. More than 900 people were shot or poisoned, men, women, and hundreds of children.
Scott, even though it was a cult and they were under Jones's spell, did any of them drink the poison voluntarily?
Some of them did. Others who refused were forced to drink it or they were shot. By the way, every time I see U.S. Congresswoman Jackie Speier on TV these days, I think of what she went through at Jonestown. Speier was a young aide to Congressman Ryan. She was shot 5 times that day at the airport and waited 22 hours for treatment. Art Carly Speier was in the news just this week, announcing she will not run for another term this year. And Carly, I hate to welcome you to CBS 42 News with such a horrific story, but welcome nonetheless.
Scott, thank you.
Yeah, it's still hard to believe that, Scott, when I listen to your report. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bad times. Thank you.
It was. Thank you. Still ahead, Thanksgiving.